Look at that for a beautiful view. I've been taking on board feedback that people have been giving me about my videos, and one of the things that a couple of people have said so far is, why don't you do an intro showing your face? You know, like before you put your helmet on. G'day folks, my name's Simon. I'd like to welcome you to my channel, where each week I bring you motorcycle related content. That motorcycle related content may be to do with just going for a ride in a nice place, talking about motorcycle gear and reviews, or going out moto camping, or anything else that's related to motorcycles that I can possibly come up with. So please hit the like button, subscribe down below, hit the bell notification, and come along and join me for the ride. Thank you. How do you film content out amongst people without accidentally identifying somebody? I mean, you know, if you want to film in public places like this, is you don't concentrate on people. You don't purposely keep the camera focused on one person, because who knows what their story is and whether or not they could be hiding from something, you know, like an abusive partner or whatever. And I think as YouTubers, we have a moral obligation to try to not accidentally identify someone. I mean, you can't take every precaution under the sun, can you? Like, I mean, it's not possible to go out in a public area without filming people. But if you don't concentrate specifically on people, I mean, you know, I don't sit there with my camera pointed at someone for 10 seconds. It makes it harder to identify people. You know, like, I mean, you couldn't identify that guy standing there behind his ute because I've glanced at him. And there's a big difference between glancing at somebody and concentrating on them and actually pointedly keeping the camera on somebody, you know. And I think as YouTubers we have to be mindful of that every day that we're out filming things, because it could be the difference for somebody between life and death, couldn't it? Not to try and sound melodramatic about it, but I'm an ex-police officer, so I think about things like that a little bit too much, I think. But there you go. So anyway, I'm shooting just up the Pacific Highway from Coffs Harbour. Like literally, the Big Banana is 700 metres around the corner here. I'll pull up in front of that and get a bit of video. The Big Banana's been around for, well, ever since I was a little kid. We got this fascination with big things in Australia. We got the Big Banana here. Up in Ballina, there's the Big Prawn. Down somewhere down south, and I'll try and get it on my big trip that I'm going to do. There's the Big Merino Ram, and it's kind of bizarre, you know. We've got this fascination with big things. We've got the Big Pineapple and the Big this and the Big that, you know what I mean, like. So here's the Big Banana, folks. They've actually got like mini golf here and a water park and a few other things. They had indoor skiing, like, you know, snow skiing. but I don't know if that still operates or not. But this place used to be absolutely packed all the time, packed. Particularly in school holidays. So I'm actually going to, excuse the wind noise there, going to a lookout that's just up above Coffs Harbour, and it's what they call the Sky Bridge. And it's a great little ride up there. I'll show you where it is in a couple of seconds. It's up there, like up there somewhere on top of that hill. And there's this bridge that comes out. They call it the Sealy Lookout, and it's a beautiful view across Coffs Harbour and you know, the ocean up there. So I thought, well, hell, I'm here, let's take a look. It's a 6-kilometre ride up to it, and it's all twisty mountain roads. It's pretty gnarly and cool. I mean, of course, I'm still wearing in a brand new front tyre, so I will not be hooking it around all these corners, as much fun as it would be. I mean, that brand new tyre has literally had 50 kilometres or 60 kilometres put on it so far, so it's still not really run in. But as you can see by this, like, this is beautiful corners that you can lay right over on if you go a bit quicker. Absolutely wonderful bit of road. The only problem is you do get idiots racing up and down here as well. They seem to think it's like a racetrack. Probably because it is the windiest little bit of road right near town. So Coffs Harbour, quite a number of years ago, like when I was a kid, Coffs Harbour was the banana growing capital of Australia, basically, which is why it's got the big banana here. And today there's probably more, you'll see in a second, all those white things down there. That'll be blueberry plantations, and there's probably more blueberry plantations here now than bananas. I mean, these are bananas just here, but that down there would be blueberry. I mean, the bananas were all up the sides of the mountains everywhere. I mean, you can see that clear bit of land up there. That would have been filled with banana plantations at some point, guaranteed, which is why it's cleared. There's some gorgeous houses up here too, with nice views like that there. You probably didn't even get to really see that, sorry. I do have to ride, obviously. You'll get to see the view a bit better in a sec. There you go. So this is the Great Dividing Range here that we're riding up as well, which is where I went up to Ebor Falls the other day. Coffs Harbour, however, is where the Great Dividing Range is closest to the ocean. It's the closest point where the mountain range actually comes right up to the ocean, and Coffs Harbour is built right there. And what it does do is Coffs Harbour has a subtropical climate. Was being located in New South Wales, which is by and large a temperate climate, so it can get quite cold at night in winter sort of thing, but Coffs Harbour has this subtropical climate because of the Great Dividing Range and its proximity to the coast. And what it does is it holds the heat here, which is what makes Coffs Harbour ideal for growing bananas. You can see why people race up here, eh? So that's a banana plantation up above us there. And they've got all the bags on the bananas to make them ripen quicker, but it also stops the flying foxes coming in and eating them at night. A couple of these bends up here literally have cars cutting right up to the bend, which is why I'm going really slow around them, because people seem to forget that there are other people on the road. Look at that for a beautiful view. So I'll go over and show you this place in a couple of moments. Just let me get out of this gear that makes you sweat as soon as you stop riding. Hey guys, so you get to that bit where you realise suddenly that you forgot to bring your big long selfie stick with you. So realistically you can only use your arm and your little grab handle thing. Anyway, so we're up at the Sealy Lookout, and it's incredibly bright and sunny up here, so excuse the sunglasses, but hey, I'm a night shift worker, that's what you get. Now, I'm not a huge fan of heights, but this little sky bridge thing is actually really kind of cool, and I really kind of like it, and I'll show you why in a sec. I mean, because you don't feel like you're at a great height. I did want to put the drone up here, but I just checked whether or not I can fly or not. But this is where I'm at. So that's Coffs Harbour down here. And that's Coffs Harbour Airport straight over there, which is of course why this is a no-fly zone for drones. So basically, this is the Great Dividing Range up here, and as I said on the trip up, this is the closest that it gets to the coast, and there's literally a stretch of about 2 kilometres in between the coast and the foothills of the Great Dividing Ranges. And this area down here is known as Coffs Harbour Jetty, and you can see the marina down there. And the fishing boats go in and out of the bay there, in between the two islands that have been filled in between them. And when I say I'm not a fan of heights, it's quite some distance down there. through all of the rainforesty type growth. G'day folks, my name's Simon. I'd like to welcome you to my channel, where each week I bring you motorcycle related content. So please hit the like button, subscribe down below, hit the bell notification, and come along and join me for the ride. Thank you.